America, we are in hell because certain people decided that people in another country is more important than the American people. They decided not to vote for Kamala Harris because they called her a genocide and oh, she was just laughing and she was speaking gibberish. In the meantime, we listened to that fat orange person for the last year just talking gibberish, falling over himself, looking like a damn vagina with a dried up vagina. And then, we have ICE being unleashed on our citizens. Look what happened in Minnesota with the killing of Renee Nicole Good. Today I woke up to a message that ICE is in our neighborhood, and lo and behold, they are there. But I think the people here are smarter because nobody has been, I haven't heard anything about any unrest or any violence yet. And they're not far from my home. It's about 2 blocks up the street. Um, and this all because the people could not vote for Kamala Harris. This all because they thought that a black woman will not be able to lead the American people. However, this man, this fat man with his the orange face, dried up orange face, he already invaded and abducted Venezuela's President Maduro. Now we know that Maduro is a fascist dictator. Those two things are separate. You cannot just arbitrarily go and invade another country. And Congress has not heard it. He has not said a peep to Congress. The media knew before we knew. And then now he's talking about Greenland. He put terrorists on Europe and everything like that. I wonder whether people understand the geopolitical consequences of this. If NATO breaks up, or if America leaves NATO, NATO has the right to kick America out of Europe and ask them to vacate their army bases and their naval bases, whatever. Russia will have a field day attacking other countries, especially if they're not in NATO. And then we have the Chinese that are poised to take over as the next superpower unless the European nations can stand together and fight against the fascism that Trump has introduced. Yesterday, I read a very important article, actually, that I didn't even know. Apparently, when Marie Le Pen was on trial in France, Marie Le Pen is the far right leader of the French party in France. When she was on trial, American diplomats approached the judge in the case and asked her to throw the case in Marie Le Pen's favor by saying this is politically motivated. This is the type of corrupt leader we have in our country that is sitting in the White House. This is the man that over 60 million people chose to vote for. This is the man that some of my neighbors voted for. This is the man that some of my colleagues voted for. And this is really beyond comprehension. It is beyond comprehension. I hope we can pull ourselves out of this bullshit and move on. Stay safe in the meantime, everybody.